Yo, what is going on, guys? Your boy Quigs here. For today's video, man, you guys wanted me to strip these Tim Hortons coffee machines. So I'm going to do the best I can with my phone. And probably most of it's going to be time-lapsed. And we're going to turn this into money. And probably the biggest money thing on here is going to be the cords because of the copper wires. But yeah, man, most of it's going to be time-lapsed. I'm going to go ahead and start with just taking out some of the basic things. And yeah, we'll start taking this thing apart piece by piece. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take it out as many of these screws as we can, like these ones. And the back sides full of them too, the whole way. So we'll do that first. We'll do a quick time lapse of that, and I'll get you guys when I'm done. Okay, so off camera, I went ahead and I took out all the burners and the filter area. And I just took them out. I took the handles off of these, where the coffee pots are. I took the handles off to separate the metals. And then here's the burners. And most of them are steel, some are stainless. And then I went ahead and for the copper pipes that were back here, I just took a pair of bolt cutters instead of trying to mess with these bolts to get them off. And so there's a piece of copper pipe. That's number 2 because it's dirty. Or number 1, sorry, because it's dirty. It's not like clean, nice and shiny like that, the inside of it. So that'd be number 1. And then we got a couple brass nuts on here. Go ahead and take that stuff off. And this is what the inside looks like. So we got some wires and some screws and stuff that we're gonna have to take out. All these connectors are gonna have to come out. But this is where the big copper wires come in down here. And so I'm gonna go through with a time lapse and I'm gonna take every screw out that I can. Alright guys, so I went through and I yanked out as many of the wires as I could. We got this one, which is the power cable. And this is just going to be full of copper, these wires here. And then there's some scrap steel. I'm going to go ahead and continue pulling these out. I'm just going to cut them off at the ends here. Dull as heck. There's those ones, and took the top piece off, so we're left with this. And I don't know what these things are. They're rubber. I don't know what they're for. I have no clue, to be honest. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take these off. Let's see if this lifts up. There we go. Just gonna take out these small pieces here in the plastic. And that's some more clean steel. So there's another copper pipe here, some fittings on it. Take those off. Maybe not. And see what I can take off here next. Might take the drill and take these screws out that are on top. So there's 4. Some connectors here in the back that I see. So if any of you Americans watching, Tim Hortons is it's like your guys' McDonald's, except it's like Starbucks but for Canadians. We have Starbucks too, but it's too expensive. We all go to Timmy's. And yeah, there's this rubber seal, so you'll just take that off. That's garbage. And these other rubber pieces, find a way to take those off. And some copper lines. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to take out all these bolts. Oh, that looks like it's where, looks like the coffee comes in through here, fills up here, and then goes down here. Wonder if I could take that piece out. Alright, let me see what I can do, guys, and I'll get back to you, see all these pieces, see if they come off. So I missed a screw here in the front. Oh, so that's where all the temperatures and stuff are for the coffee machine. There's like a little thing for it. Probably some electric motors and stuff. The thermostat, right here on the left would be a thermostat. And multi-arm, whatever that is. Probably got the little motor. That's scrap. And I'm just gonna go ahead here and take these coffee things off. The nozzles, or whatever you want to call them. Those were only on there loose. And gonna go through here and try to take out minutes. Interesting. Gonna take out as many things as I can from in here. Connectors and whatnot, all these screws. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I took out these little thermostats. There's actually 2, because there's 2 coffee pots here. And then I disconnected all the hoses that feed the coffee into the machine. And I took out all these connectors that I could. And now, hopefully, should just come out just like that. And now this is like where you're gonna get most of your money from, is these copper lines. It's gonna be #1 copper. And then you got your little brass ends and stuff like that. And this is a copper grounding wire. And it's actually coated in like nickel or something. So I'll be #2 copper wire. And yeah, so now we got 1 out. And now we have all these little bolts that we have to take apart to get the top piece off. And I'm also going to go through with a time lapse. Let's see if I can yank this cord out. All this wire is going to be added into a pile as well. And I'm going to go through and do a time lapse of me taking these screws out, these bolts out, and then we'll see where we go from there. I might flip the thing upside down and take the screws out that are on the bottom. Alright guys, I'm just going to take this bolt out that's holding this top dish in. And I got all the screws out for over there. It's kind of hard doing with one hand. So I just have to take those rubber bits off, and there's some scrap steel right there. Like I said, the copper lines. I don't know if this one's copper. Seems just to be like stainless steel or something. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, do a time lapse of me taking all of these bits off here, and then we'll go from there and move on to this.